What's up guys, Dave here for another night working on the 240SX, and tonight's focus is not the rest of the gaskets. We got most of those all the way, but we still had to do that VVTi cam gear gasket. So that's what Mr. Ben behind me is working on. So you might remember Ben from the 1JZ videos. You might remember Thomas from the RB25 240. So 240 Colt in the garage. And along with that, we are replacing the hatch, which has crazy nature things in it. So we got to clean that out with like shot back or something like that. And due to Ben's motivational speaking, we cleaned up the garage really well. It was an absolute mess in here and it was impossible to work. and so we took my wheels, and now it's now in my office. My coilovers are now in my office. And along with that, we are, what's left? Oh, spark plugs. And that's
spark plugs, cleaning out the engine bay, trying to get prepped for paint, take everything out of there.
Brake master cylinder, all that good stuff. So that's what we're doing tonight. Hopefully we can knock it out, and let's get to it.
Plugs on out.
Putting in them spark plugs though.
Oh yeah.
Old spark plug, new spark plug. I'm very glad we're not using those.
Yeah.
Let's start it up.
You'd be surprised how many people try and reuse old spark plugs like that.
Oh yeah.
No.
You hear it like Chase back, wait, I can't use that Japanese oil that went across the sea and was in a container for 4 months. And
Yeah.
Ben, would you like to say what we got this plugs to?
28 thou. It's kind of what an OEM spec is for a spark plug gap. Some people say tighter, 22, 23, but that's if you're running like a big single setup and you're just trying to not break up without upgrading ignition system. But really that just means you need new coils or upgraded ignition.
28 is just standard basically, because it was the same for the RB.
And the Comet Wars begin.
You fucks don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Shot back literally just got everything perfectly. I accidentally sucked up a bolt that was right here. But other than that, it worked graciously, amazingly, awesome. So if you don't have one of these, pretty great. So Ben and Thomas had to leave, unfortunately, for tonight, and we kind of hit some more dead ends. I know a lot of you guys want more footage about the 240SX and how it's going and how I'm going with it and everything like that. So I'll take this time in this video to explain what I've learned once again. The phrase for project cars is, it's always something. Like, just when you think you have everything figured out, go 10 more steps. So, you know, with an engine swap, you think, oh, you know, I can just take this one out and I'll just put this one in. It'll be fine, right? So basically, this has been quite the experience so far. It's very tedious, and this is not a video of complaint. This is more of a video of warning. Kind of like this video I put up. This was kind of right at the beginning of this project, and now we're gonna do a video right now which is all about kind of the middle of the project. So my buddies Ben and Thomas came over, as you saw earlier, and I was like, yeah guys, we're getting warmer, you know, we're getting close. And then they go, well, what about this? Do you have that? I go, and then 2 seconds later, oh yeah, do you have this? It's always about finding the right tools, and it's always about the little nitpicky things. You know, I'm still waiting on the turbos. The main things I thought I was gonna need last was clutch, drive shaft, and a limited slip differential. Well, those are very important, obviously, but Ben and Thomas sat down with me and we wrote down some more. So for brakes, I'm gonna do Q45 brakes. We're gonna go to a junkyard for that, so we'll make a junkyard video and show you what it's like going to a junkyard and taking what you need from a car that's already met the grave. I salute you. So what I found out last night with Thomas and Ben was, even though you're using a 2JZ engine, I'm using an R154 5-speed transmission, which is a 1JZ transmission for the most part. And so you need to use 1JZ drivetrain. So I almost added to cart a spec stage 3 for a 2JZ, and it would have gotten all the way here and it wouldn't have fit. So you have to make sure you research all these little things. I also have to wait to order the drive shaft because every engine swap kind of mounts differently. We've kind of learned with especially Ben's 1JZ swap videos that it could go a little bit forward or could go a little bit back compared to somebody's else swap. And sometimes you get a one-off drive shaft that's universal, and if it'll be spinning, it'll be too loose. So you have to make sure you get it measured right, the area between there and there. So you have to make sure it fits right. Ben and Thomas also went, so what are you doing for sway bars? I'm like, aw, once again, gotta get a sway bar. Gotta get my 5-low conversion still, I gotta get my rear and upper control arm. I have to get my amp wiring kit because I have to relocate the battery to the back near the hatch. I need a distribution block for that. I need all the gauges because I need, you know, oil pressure and boost gauge and all that sort of thing. And thankfully, we're making progress, but at the same time, man, this project is more overwhelming than I could have possibly imagined. You know, I went into this thinking, oh, you know, it won't be well, not hard. I knew it was going to be hard, and it was going to be time consuming. And that's why I get a little sad that, you know, it's a double-edged sword where you guys are like, David, where's more 240 videos? Where's more 240 videos? And I have to explain to you guys that I am completely human. I'm a normal human being. I have to save up money. That's why I do all these other videos. I go back to my normal life, save up enough funds, get discounts, look for sponsors, all these sort of things to move on with the project. It takes time, but my deadline is in March because I would like to have it there for Import Alliance. So realistically, that means I probably need to have the engine in the car running, not completely right, but running by January. So this is gonna be interesting. So I gotta get a camshaft position sensor because mine looks a little iffy. I gotta get another slave cylinder, rear main seal, heater core lines. Chase Bays is doing a bunch of the fluid stuff. After that, it's just various kind of preference things, you know, like if I get aftermarket seats or something, which unfortunately haven't been able to find. So, you know, I'm still searching for the right brackets and everything like that if I do that. So that's a last priority. So moving along, but there's a lot to go. So gotta have these. Put them, you know, right here, you know, put them right here to remind me how far along I am. I just wanted to extend this video out, do a quick little kind of one-on-one time about what this project car has been like. And it's been quite the journey already, and it's only been since the day I bought it was July 31st. And my entire garage looks like it's an episode of Intervention Hoarding because it's just parts everywhere. I ran out of parts so bad. I'm sorry, I ran out of room so bad that my wheels in my suspension is in my office. So we definitely need to be able to put a lot of stuff together. Getting the engine back together is obviously a huge priority, but I don't have the turbos yet, so gotta work on that. So thank you guys for watching this kind of monologue about this 240. It's been a pain, I love it. You know, I'll sit in it every now and then, just be like, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be nice someday. Don't get discouraged. I'm putting out videos whenever I can. I don't have a set schedule for it, so I greatly apologize. I'm trying to do my best, and I'll see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a fantastic day, and thanks for watching.